It's hard for anybody to watch that imagery of the United States and Israel's bombing campaign in Iran and not think that it looks like the most apocalyptic scene ever. And now, Donald Trump is threatening to bomb Iran 20 times harder in a Truth Social post. In addition to that, he's also threatening killing the new supreme leader in Iran if he does not comply with US demands. And a top Trump aide is threatening Saudi Arabia if they don't join the conflict on the side of the United States and Israel. On top of all of that, we have lost nearly $5.6 billion dollars in just 2 days, according to reporting from the Pentagon. Today, we're going to be going over why this is moving from a regional conflict to an all out global war. The latest escalation comes from a Truth Social post by Donald Trump. And he warned that if Iran disrupts oil shipments through the Strait of Hormuz, the United States will bomb the country 20 times harder. Yes, that is a real quote. Here's the full Truth Social post. If Iran does anything that stops the flow of oil within the Strait of Hormuz, they will be hit by the United States of America 20 times harder than they have been hit thus far, Trump wrote in his Truth Social post. Additionally, we will take out easily destroyable targets that will make it virtually impossible for Iran to ever be built back as a nation again. Death, fire, and fury will rain upon them. But I hope and pray that it does not happen. This is a gift from the United States of America to China and all of those nations that heavily use the Hormuz Strait. Hopefully, it is a gesture that will be greatly appreciated. Thank you for your attention to this matter. President Donald J. Trump. So, Trump is trying to frame his threats as acts of protection for the Strait of Hormuz, which many countries are reliant in order to get their energy supply. It is easily one of the most strategically important shipping routes on the planet, and roughly 13 million barrels of oil pass through that strait every single day. That is about a fifth of the world's oil supply. And because the strait is so narrow, with some areas being only a few miles wide, it is very susceptible to disruption from even minor conflicts. Since the war began, shipping traffic through the strait has dropped nearly 70%. So Trump's threats aren't just rhetoric, it is a signal that the US is prepared to escalate this conflict if Iran retaliates economically. But the escalation doesn't stop there. According to new reporting, Trump has told his aides that he is willing to kill Iran's new supreme leader if he refuses US demands. That leader is Moshtaba Khamenei, and he was appointed after the death of his father, longtime Iranian leader Ali Khamenei, who was killed earlier in the conflict. Trump is not thrilled about the replacement, and he said that he's willing to use military action to kill this leader as well. Now, historically, assassinating foreign leaders is the most dramatic escalation that a foreign country can take. It triggers massive retaliation, it can destabilize entire regions, and it can bolden the most authoritarian leaders who seek to garner control by convincing the population that they have to fight back against the external threat. And while all of this is happening, it is costing the American taxpayer an exorbitant amount of money. This is the same government who says we can't fund healthcare, we can't fund public transportation, we can't provide public infrastructure to the citizens that live in this country, but we can provide, oh, I don't know, $5.6 billion dollars in 2 days to bomb children in Iran. A new Pentagon estimate shows that the US burned through $5.6 billion dollars of advanced weaponry in just the first 2 days of the war. This includes things like precision guided missiles, long range strike weapons, and advanced air defense systems. The Daily Beast reported last week that the war has been costing American taxpayers an estimated $1 billion dollars per day, a pace that could push the total bill towards 215 billion dollars if the conflict drags on through September, as some US officials have warned. I need to emphasize that metric, $1 billion dollars per day. And they're already expected to ask Congress for tens of billions of dollars more to sustain the conflict even longer. This is at the same time that your rent prices are going up. We have a national housing shortage. Very few people have health care in this country. We've lost SNAP and food benefits, and we don't have any of the money for that. We have the worst affordability crisis that we've seen in decades, and the United States government is spending this money on conflicts with Iran, these endless foreign wars that Donald Trump campaigned against when he ran for president in 2024. Make it make sense. And if the situation wasn't already volatile enough, we have senators like Lindsey Graham threatening Saudi Arabia. He has said that if they don't get involved directly in military action, consequences will follow. This man wants war with every country. I've never seen a good Lindsey Graham take, let me tell you. And if we have more senators that are following his steps, we will start to see continued escalation all across the world. Graham was criticized over the weekend for his tough talk in Iran. He told Fox News anchor Maria Bartiromo on Sunday Morning Futures, just wait to see what comes in the next 2 weeks, adding, we're going to blow the hell out of these people. Notably, Lindsey Graham also said this on Fox News.
All the anti-Seminites to all the isolationists, I don't believe. Forget it. I'm not with you. I'm with Israel. I will be with Israel to our dying day. They're the best ally we could hope for. So we have a command.
I will be with Israel until our dying day. In what way is that America first? A sitting US senator is saying he will die for this other country. He will go till his dying day supporting Israel, regardless of what they do. But going back to Saudi Arabia, this would be a dramatic escalation of the war. Saudi Arabia is one of the most powerful countries in the region and a major oil producer. If they get dragged into the war, that will follow with other countries as well. Because historically, it doesn't get easier and less chaotic the more countries that get involved in conflicts within the Middle East. Think about what we already have right now. We have the United States, we have Iran, we have Israel, and now pressure on Saudi Arabia. This is how regional wars start to turn into multi nation conflicts, which then drags in global actors. This is exactly what many foreign policy experts has been warning about since the war has begun. So put all of this together and you start to see the pattern that's emerging. Trump is escalating rhetoric on even larger bombing campaigns in the region. He's entertaining the idea of assassinating foreign leaders. He's dramatically spending taxpayer money, and he's pressuring other countries to get involved. All while this conflict is continuing to escalate in multiple countries. Wars rarely stay contained once this type of process starts, and escalation leads to retaliation. Retaliation leads to expansion. And before long, the conflict has moved from limited operations into full on world war. We already know that the United States has committed atrocities in the region. We bombed an all girls school, which killed over 160 girls at this time of the recording. We're still counting the bodies that are under the rubble. We have ecological concerns from bombing oil refineries that's leading to fallout in the region. They're having nuclear winter type activities where they can't even see the sun rise in the morning. This is absolutely insane. And we don't even know the full ramifications of what this war looks like within the next 5, 10 years. We can see people starting to get cancer, health problems continuing to escalate in the region, all while we are promising that the war is not just going to stop where it has, it will continue to escalate. This really isn't a question about how much damage we've already done in this war. It's how far are we willing to go for the actions of another country.